So the first thing is to go to the front and decide a couple of things, and the main thing is where the ramp is going to end. And so you can see from the pin location last year that that's where the ramp ended last year when we had super high water. And if you look all the way down to the water, you can see it's a long way away. So we might be moving these, if I can get that out. Here's the other one. I'll move it. We got one here and one here. So this year, maybe to start, we'll put it right here. We're going to go out in that direction. So I'll have to get that out somehow and put it right here. The second thing we do is we make sure we got a hold of our anchors, which is usually a yellow rope, which is this one, and it's still attached to something. That's good. That's going to be the anchor. When we bring the dock around, we'll grab that and we'll pull it from out there, and that'll lift up the chains that go to the anchor. So the next task is to get the dock, bring the dock around here. The other thing we need to find when we're here is the pole that goes between these two pins and the dock, and it's usually stashed in the woods in here. Oh, here it is. And it's got these kind of pins in either end, and so we're not going to use it right away, but it's good to have it handy. And so a couple tools are needed. One is the pliers, and these are the pins, I think, that we're going to use to attach the ramp to the dock. And you need both the pin and the holding pin, whatever that's called. And that one is probably an extra one, but it never hurts to have an extra one. Okay, so this is the dock in winter storage position. It's tied in 3 directions. On the left, over to the point, you can see a chain coming out of the water. That's one corner. And on the right, you can see a rope that's disappearing up to where the other stairs are. It's tied to a tree. And there was, although we've undone it, a third rope coming over the bridge and tied to a tree behind the bridge. The idea is that the dock can move, but it can't hit the shore or any of the other docks. It usually works.
You need a dog for this, and if you do have a dog for this, always have them in the boat, not chasing the dock on the side of the island, because it's a nightmare. Anyways, you'll notice that Doug's going in reverse because it's way easier to tow the dock in reverse. And you need to have someone on the dock to push off as you make your turns going to the front. This is the easier job, usually, although it's very hard to get from the dock to the island when you get to the other side. Stay tuned.
These are the chains that is on the shore to the post, and they crisscross and go to the 2 corners, and when they get attached to these hooks hanging underneath, the whole link goes into the hook. The hook doesn't go in like that, it goes in like that.
Wait, we didn't see what that was.
So it doesn't go in like that, it goes sideways and the whole link goes in. And if you just let it drop, it'll just stay in there by its own weight. Okay, so we've got the dock kind of roughly in place. We'll be moving it, but it's kind of roughly in place. It's anchored out here. That corner goes to the anchor over there, and that corner goes to the anchor over there. And we've got one of the anchors, or the chains on the shore attached. So that's what's kind of holding it in position. The next thing to do is the ramp. The ramp is on the dock. And the end out here close to me is the end that's going to attach to the dock. And the end over there is going to go to the shore. So we're going to try and push the ramp that way and get that end up on shore and just let this end drop into the water. The pins are in place, but I'm going to take those out before we do that. Once we get it on the shore, that end and this end in the water, then we'll get the pins back in. Piece of cake.
Usually there'd be 2 people on the dock pushing. We're trying it for videotaping, but we'll see how this part goes. Okay, hit it. taking the pins out.
Can you hand me the board up there?
We were interrupted by a fox snake in the midst. Time. I'm gonna go help Doug.
Okay, so the ramp is in the water, the dock is approximately in shape, and we're just getting ready to put the pins in. And you probably can't see where they get connected, but it's between the ramp and the dock, and we can just kind of position it, put weight either on the ramp or the dock to get them at the right elevation, and easily slip the pins in. The pins are in place between the ramp and the dock. Now the hardest part is putting the locking pins into those pins, and they go inside here through this tiny little hole, and I'm not going to video how to do that, but we're going to use a pair of pliers, and you do not want to drop them because it's in the water and it's cold.
So as you can see, the ramp is on the rocks, but it isn't square with the pins yet. So we have one more step to kind of align everything up here. Hang in there. So what we're doing is tightening and loosening the chains to make it square with the shoreline and the path. And Doug is underneath pulling and securing the chains to do that at each of the corners. Anything you want to add for that?
Nope, that's as good as we can do.
That's as good as we can do. So the dock is in. It's not perfect because the ramp is a little bit high yet, and the pins are high at the end there. You can see them sticking out, and we will deal with that another time. But Doug, done. Voila, putting a dock in.